Have you ever tried to get rid of your bloating and constipation and found no relief no matter what you tried? Are you tired of wasting time and money on constipation remedies that don't work? Could you imagine if you knew exactly what to do to end your bloating and constipation? If so, then today's episode is for you. After 3 years of serving clients with bloating and constipation, in this episode, I'm sharing with you the top 5 undiscussed causes of constipation that have been the keys to my clients getting freedom from bloating and constipation. I'm also teaching you the 5 things to do instead that actually work when it comes to finding bloating and constipation relief. Hey friend, welcome to the Better Belly Podcast. Do you want freedom from bloating and constipation? Do you find yourself up late at night Googling natural constipation remedies, causes for bloating, or recipes and exercises to help constipation? Are you frustrated with the mind game of trying to figure out what foods are helping or hurting your gut? Hey, I'm Allison, mom, wife, and functional gut health practitioner. At a young age, bloating and constipation were my constants. I didn't know what to do and wished I could just live a normal life focusing on my passions, my job, and my family. I was tired of abdominal pain that woke me up at night and wasting time and money on gut health remedies that just didn't work. Breakthrough moment, the functional medicine and osteopathic approach to gut health. In this podcast, you will find natural remedies for bloating and constipation, practical, doable belly exercises and massages, and debunk the myths about what really is causing your tummy problems. So toss out those laxatives and say goodbye to that embarrassing gas. Your gut health is calling. And just as a reminder, this information is not meant to diagnose, manage, or treat disease. Always consult with your own health practitioner before you make any changes to your health. Before we get into today's content, I just want to give a quick reminder that today is the last day to get 20% off my online course, The Better Belly Blueprint, which teaches you how to end your bloating and constipation for good. Just go to betterbellytherapies.com/blueprint or click the link in the show notes and use the code Blueprint20 when you check out and pay in full, and you can get 20% off today. Again, today is the last day. We also have 3 and 6 month payment plans if that works better for you, because I want you to have access to all this information. And before I just move on to talking about something else, I just want to address what the heck is the Better Belly Blueprint and what makes it so special. So the Better Belly Blueprint is a compilation of everything that I have done with my clients over the past 3 years that actually work to help them get rid of their bloating and constipation. I can tell you it does not include the same general recommendations you are going to find on the internet, like chew your food, eat foods with high fiber, take probiotics. Actually, a lot of those things are the things that either worked against my clients getting rid of their bloating and constipation or made no impact at all. Instead, what I have included is everything that actually worked. Like I said, there are dozens and dozens and dozens of clients that I worked with doing functional lab testing, figuring out exactly what lab tests to run that they did from their own homes and what ones were not helpful. And I whittled all of that down into a course that is going to save you time, save you money, and actually get you results. I am so excited for this course. I wish it was something I had back in 2015 when I had my chronic bloating and constipation, that no doctor visit, no diet restriction, no gluten-free supplement, kombucha making. There was nothing that fixed anything for my health, to the point where I didn't know if I was going to even get better anymore. That is the same place that so many of my clients are in when they come to work with me. They've had constipation for everything from 2 months to 6 years to 10 years and more, and they've gotten rid of it in 1 to 6 months on average when they follow everything that I have laid out for you in the Better Belly Blueprint. So if you are ready to just cut the BS and actually do something that works for your gut health by getting functional lab testing that you do at your home, that you can then send back into a lab just using prepaid packaging, find out what specifically is going on in your body, so that you can then make a plan and follow that plan and find relief and honestly get healed for good, then this is the course for you. So again, just go to betterbellytherapies.com/blueprint. Use the code blueprint20 when you check out today. And if you're paying in full, you're going to get 20% off. And again, if that just doesn't work for you, we also still have those 3 and 6 month payment plans because I want you to have access to this amazing course. Now, on to our actual topic for today, which is the top 5 undiscussed causes of constipation. You guys ready? If you have the ability to take notes, I highly recommend taking notes because these are going to go by fast, and 5 of them it's just really amazing content. So, number 1, low stomach acid. Low stomach acid is actually one of the key causes I see happen over and over again that is causing my clients to have constipation. Why low stomach acid? Because you are not getting enough digestive enzymes to break down your food, and that is then causing problems further into the small and large intestine as your food is hitting bacteria and your body's trying to digest it, and it's basically the food's not cooked enough, and then the bacteria, it slows down your whole motility of your gut and you can't poop anymore. Now, this low stomach acid, interestingly, is linked to 2 things you may have heard of before. Number 1 is the not chewing enough myth, like you're having constipation and bloating because you're not chewing your food enough. This is actually typically if someone's saying you're not chewing your food enough, it is more likely that you have low stomach acid. Our digestive enzymes can when they're in enough quantity, they can overcome a lot of food that is not chewed to a pulp. Chewing food to a pulp can sometimes overcome a lack of digestive enzymes like stomach acid, but not always. The other thing that low stomach acid is connected to that I see in a lot of clients of mine is acid reflux. Now, you can have low stomach acid and have no acid reflux, but the number 1 cause of acid reflux is not high stomach acid, it's low stomach acid. So, what is the actual solution to having low stomach acid? Let me tell you, you are not stuck with this for the rest of your life. There are 2 main causes for low stomach acid. 1 is a pathogen called H. pylori, and 2 is low zinc. Let me talk about these solutions. We address both of these, by the way, in the Better Belly Blueprint. So H. pylori is a pathogen that about 35% of the American population has, but in my last round of 15 students who took the Better Belly Blueprint, of the students who took the test that actually tells them whether or not they have H. pylori, 85% of them had H. pylori. Right? So if you're having constipation problems, if you're having digestion problems, there is an increased likelihood you have H. pylori as a component of what's going on. To actually up your stomach acid, by the way, H. pylori lives in the stomach. It loves stomach acid. To up it, you have to get rid of H. pylori. In the Better Belly Blueprint, I get you all the labs you need to actually know and test at your home to know if you actually have H. pylori. I also give you my H. pylori protocol that has pharmaceutical grade herbs so you can naturally get rid of H. pylori without giving yourself an antibiotic bomb that then destroys the rest of a bunch of your gut. So that is the first thing that you do if you are having or suspicious of having low stomach acid. I even teach you how to do a simple test called a baking soda test to even evaluate is low stomach acid specifically a problem you are dealing with. I also teach you how to evaluate if you are having low zinc problems in your body. You need zinc to create stomach acid, and one of the problems is if you have low stomach acid, you can't absorb zinc anymore. So often people with low stomach acid also have low zinc. So after you get rid of H. pylori or find out if you have it at all, I then teach you how to up your zinc and even a simple test you can do at home to find out if low zinc is a problem for you. I then also teach you how to up it in your body so that you can create your own stomach acid and not be on supplements the rest of your life to take digestive enzymes. All right, that's number 1, low stomach acid. You guys ready? Number 2, the second undiscussed cause of constipation is liver congestion. The liver has multiple roles in the body. It creates bile, which is another digestive component of eating food. It helps detox all the blood that comes from the large intestine. It detoxes estrogen. So if you are having any hormone problems, acne, PMS, this is a huge sign that your liver is congested. It helps balance cholesterol. So if you have high cholesterol, you want to be thinking about helping your liver. It stores iron. If you have low iron problems, that can often or sometimes be a liver congestion problem. But if you're constipated, your liver is overworking. You need to support your liver to both help balance your hormones, and lower your cholesterol, but also to digest your food and poop better. I want you to think about the liver as squirting out bile to help digest food and then absorbing all the toxins from the colon. If this circulation is happening well, the bile going out, the toxins coming in, you're actually gonna poop. But if this is not happening because you have all these other toxins inside of the liver going on, then it is much harder to poop. And so one of the first steps I teach you in the Better Belly Blueprint is how to start detoxing your liver gently. That is actually module 3 in the Better Belly Blueprint. I tell you right now, module 3, go check it out. Go to betterbellytherapies.com/blueprint. Get the liver detox protocol and be on a way to pooping. Number 3, visceral restrictions. What are visceral restrictions? Maybe you've never heard this word before. Just so you know, you don't need surgery. You actually can help visceral restrictions, which are when your tissue inside your body and around your organs becomes stickier and less mobile. So they become restricted. Another word we might use is adhesions. I'm a manual therapist. I do visceral manipulation and craniosacral therapy, and I work with clients in my local area near Detroit, Michigan, where I'm helping those organs to be able to better rotate and function, which helps you be able to digest better, detox hormones better, poop better, pee better, all of those things. Now, to actually release visceral restrictions, the solution is not myofascial release. It's not deep tissue massage. Those are much, much too heavy-handed and they're not specific enough. Instead, you need the ability to both locate the restrictions in a unique evaluation and to gently release them. And these techniques are taught to people who study visceral manipulation. So I've had clients who are constipated due to restrictions all over the body. And so when you work with someone who is actually a visceral manipulation practitioner, they can find those specific areas because it's not the same thing for everybody. It's not like if you have constipation, your problem for sure is the large intestine. I've had clients with problems in their cranium where the vagus nerve is exiting between two bones in the skull. I had another one who had restrictions in her stomach that was causing her constipation, another one who was her liver, another person with the transverse colon and the attachment to her ribs on the left and right side, another person who had a restriction around her spinal cord, which we're pretty sure she got from an epidural when she gave birth to her last child, that was part of what was causing problems with her constipation because of the spinal cord's role in the sympathetic response of the colon to tell it to not move, basically. So all these women were different ages, from their 20s to the 60s. Some had given birth, some had not, and every problem was different. So I teach you in the Better Belly Blueprint how to find a good visceral manipulation practitioner near you so you can get both evaluated and treated for those visceral restrictions that are unique to you. I also teach you how to do 3 techniques on yourself that you can do at home, at work, wherever you are, so that you can continue to reduce your visceral restrictions throughout your body and improve both your digestion and pooping, but also even just reducing pain, reducing back pain, reducing neck pain. It's helpful for so many different things. So that's number 3, visceral restrictions as an undiscussed cause of constipation. Ready, guys? Number 4, the fourth undiscussed cause of constipation is low sodium and potassium. Now, magnesium gets all the press for helping you poop. It's like, take magnesium. But magnesium literally only works if there's enough sodium and potassium in the body too. In the Better Belly Blueprint, I give you my recipe for a potassium shot, which is ingredients you can use from your own home. And it is one of the number one things that gets my clients to start pooping immediately. I also also give you a test called the HTMA that helps you show exactly how much sodium and potassium you have in your body. And hint, blood work is not a great way to see sodium and potassium in the body because your blood work is so much more controlled by your body's desire to be homeostatic. But it doesn't mean that that's how much, if you look at sodium and potassium in blood work, it doesn't mean that's how much sodium and potassium is available to your cells in your body. The HTMA is a really great test for evaluating that. It's a very low cost test that you can do again from your home. So I give you some simple ways to know if you need to take sodium, potassium. I also have that test, the HTMA test can tell you if heavy metals are part of the reason why you might even have low sodium, potassium. I give you a heavy metal protocol that helps you start to neutralize and detox heavy metals. And I teach you when and how to do that in a safe way for your body. That's number 4. And lastly, number 5, pathogens. So if 4 reasons to have constipation weren't enough, here's a 5th and last reason. We already discussed one pathogen, which is H. pylori, that little bacteria that likes to hang out in the stomach and cause low stomach acid, but there are a bunch more. We have parasites, candida, bacterial overgrowth, C. diff, mold, and I teach you how to find all of them in 2 different lab tests. I help teach you which ones you need to take. Do you take one? Do you take both? And I then teach you how to get rid of them, doing protocols that are specific to each different pathogen. You now don't have to guess, like, should I do a candida protocol? Do I need to do a parasite cleanse? No more guessing. Do the testing, and then you will actually know. And let me tell you, these tests that we do, we have clients who've come to us from other conventional doctors, functional doctors, and they've done lots of testing before and said, well, I don't have a parasite, or I don't have whatever it is. And then we do our testing, and it is a much better, stronger test than any other test out there on the market. So we're finding candida, we're finding H. pylori that other tests either aren't looking for or do not look for very well. So it's very common. If you're thinking, I've done some testing before, if you have not done the GI map test specifically, we have a lot of clients who do Genova diagnostics. Any conventional testing with conventional doctors is not going to cut it. They're not going to find H. pylori, even if I've never had a client come to me and say they actually found H. pylori in their conventional doctor, and then we will find it in this test. So I do recommend doing this test still, joining our program and learning exactly what to do about what you find on those tests. To kind of finalize all those things. So I'll say them again, the five undiscussed reasons for constipation: low stomach acid, liver congestion, visceral restrictions, low sodium and potassium, and then pathogens. Usually it's not just one of these things, and that's the real kicker. It's often multiple of these things that's behind that chronic constipation, that just diet restriction or going gluten-free or drinking more water or taking some electrolytes isn't helping, right? You want to do all of these things in a very specific way. You want to address all of them at the same time. You want to make sure that if you're taking electrolytes, most electrolyte options are only like 1/10 of what you actually need for a therapeutic amount of sodium potassium. I help you overcome all of these barriers and obstacles in a quick and easy way through my course, The Better Belly Blueprint. So if you, again, are just tired of endless guessing and not knowing what will work, then this program is for you, because before you even start digging in and just randomly doing things, I have you do those functional lab tests that you do from home. And when those results come back, they actually help guide you to know what your body specifically needs. So you're not doing what, another student's doing in the program, or just what your neighbor, Susie Lou, said helped her get rid of her bloating and constipation. So that is it. I hope you guys found all of these 5 different reasons super insightful. I hope at least one of them was an aha moment for you, whether you'd heard of it before or you learned something slightly new about these things. But if you are ready to end your bloating and constipation, I just want to invite you, join the Better Belly Blueprint today. There's no better time to join. Go to betterbellytherapies.com/blueprint. Use the code blueprint20 to get 20% off if you pay in full. And again, we do have those 3 and 6 month payment plans if that just works better for you, because I do want you to be able to join. So go to betterbellytherapies.com/blueprint, and I hope to see you in there. Catch you guys next week. Hey friend, I hope you loved this episode. If you've been a fan for a while or newly loving this podcast, can you do me a favor? drop into Apple Podcasts and leave me a review. When you leave a review, you do so much. You help me know you're listening. You can tell me what you're loving so I know what to make more of. And you help others by boosting this podcast so other people like you can find the podcast too. I mean, it's a win-win-win, right? So if you want a way to pay it forward, just go to Apple Podcasts or click the link in my show notes and leave a rating and review. And if you want some more free stuff, just head over to my free Facebook group, betterbellytherapies.com/Facebook, and you can get access to all of my free support for you, including some Facebook group exclusive stuff like my podcast episode vault, where you can search the Better Belly podcast by topic and find exactly what you need to expedite your healing. I cannot wait to see you in there. Catch you guys next week.